Bully Girl magazine is one of my favorite dog magazines. It's a good place to start for somebody who wants to get involved with the bully community or we're breeding any of these breeds. It's a great place to meet other breeders or it could and I say other breeders as in um, somebody that you could potentially work with.
Hi, welcome to Bully Girl Magazine podcast. I'm Gigi, your host, and today I'm here with a special guest, Jacqueline from Gracious Frenchies. Welcome, Jacqueline.
Hello, thank you, Gigi, for having me.
We're so excited to have you and that beautiful baby. Oh
Yes,
my, that tummy. That baby tummy.
yes, the
Oh,
baby tummy. This is
does he or
Seven.
she?
That's a boy.
What's his name?
His name is Seven. Vanna.
Seven.
Yes, Seven.
Oh, okay. He's so cute. And was he the seventh? Do they
No,
have so many? How many
she
do they have usually?
she only had six from his litter. Vanna. Sorry,
Oh, but
that's my other dog. She's being a little jealous.
oh well, maybe you can like show her to us later.
There she is.
Oh, there she is. What's her name?
That is Grand Champion Vanna White. That's our
Oh my.
showgirl.
Oh, you're going to shows with her. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it common to have six puppies, or is it like too much, or
Um,
how many do they usually have?
for us, we average five puppies in a litter. The biggest litter we've had was eight puppies. Smallest litter we've had is four puppies. But usually we have about five to six in each of our litters.
Oh my. Okay, and I love this baby. When was Seven born? When
He
was he
was
born?
born February 9th.
Oh my.
So he
So
he's just a little over 10 weeks.
oh my. And does he already have a family that is going to?
Yes. Yes, he
Oh,
does.
okay.
He's gonna
And
he's
how?
gonna be going to one of our family members.
Oh, I love that. I
Yeah,
love that. So you will keep in touch with him. You will get to see him.
absolutely.
Um, and so listen, what's the process to getting one of your puppies? What is that like?
That would start when we advertise the litter. When we do a breeding, we advertise the litter. We do have a wait list sometimes for certain breedings, but once they put a deposit down for the puppy, we send weekly pictures of mom and babies, and we'll send them pictures of parents. We don't accept deposits until they're 6 weeks of age, only because things can happen that are out of our control. So we try to do it from 6 weeks and up. And then once they make the deposit, said we send pictures and updates of said puppy all the time. And then pickup is at 9 weeks instead of 8 weeks, so that way they leave with two sets of shots with us. And families enjoy their new babies, and they have us for the remainder lifetime of their puppy. And if they have any questions or concerns or anything like that, they're free to message us, and we help them as much as we can.
I love that. Oh, that's so, I'm so distracted by the baby. Seven, you're so cute. Okay, so another question. Well, it's pretty clear. Gracious Frenchies, you're breeding Frenchies.
Yes.
Could you tell us something that you've learned breeding this specific breed?
The unfortunate heartache that comes with it, because sometimes the reality is they do have to have C-section majority of the time, and unexpectedly your mom could be allergic to the anesthesia, and it could be fatal. She can absorb the puppies could be born stillborn. We just recently experienced our first loss of a litter last year in November. It was the first time we've ever lost any puppies. It wasn't anything that we did. Sometimes things happen, and it is what it is. I would say the heartache with the that comes with the breed, because you put so much time into your mom, into your babies, and then when things happen and you end up losing one, it really does hit. But you have to have a tough skin. You can't be
Yeah,
you can't be too sensitive when it comes to breeding.
yeah. Because you must create a bond. Like, I imagine you got into this because you enjoy dogs.
Oh
So
yeah.
inevitably you create a bond with them, right?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I have one that sleeps in my bed with me every night. That's how much he's my baby. He's in the room right now. He's not out here, but he's he's so spoiled. He's already 2, little over 2, but he sleeps in the bed with us. Like that's how much they're our babies.
Yeah, a member of the family.
Definitely.
So, do you perform genetic testing, and which types of tests do you
We
perform?
do. We do the regular panel testing, which would be the 4 panel or the 5 panel that is breed specific for the Frenchies. And then some of our show stock, breeding stock does have OFAs. And OFAs is a database that you can look up said dog, and it goes beyond the genetic the panel testing. It checks their hearts, their patellas, which is their knees, their trachea, their spine, their hips, everything to ensure that the dog is well balanced for breeding, and not just the
Mm-hmm.
regular panel testing, because the panel testing can't tell you if your dog has a bad heart. The panel testing
Mm-hmm.
can't tell you if your dog has a bad spine or bad knees, or bad hips or anything like that. That's something only x-rays can let you know. So that we feel that's very important, especially for breeding females.
Mm-hmm. That's so important. So how do you socialize your puppies? Because they're there with you, and then they go to their new home. How do you handle that?
We constantly handle them from birth, and then we have family members that will come over and visit them once they hit the appropriate age, and they're with us past 8 weeks. Even a little bit younger, we'll take them out in public with us. And but I don't allow nobody to pet them, only just for safety, for health safety reasons. But we will
Mm-hmm.
take them out and socialize them, so they're used to outside noises from the world and everything, and not just what's in our home. um, so far, everybody's really been well rounded. We take the puppies to the dog shows too, so that way they see other dogs and other people, which is really important.
I love that. Tell us about going to shows. How do you? What's your experience in shows? Tell us
Oh
about that.
man, we are in April, so next month in May, we'll make 5 years since my husband and I first started showing. We first started showing back in April of 2019, and that was due to our mentor. Our mentor is the one who got us into showing. Said, "Hey, come to this show." We went. It was actually an ABKC show, which is American Bully Kennel Club. They are worldwide, but it was here in California. We went to one, and we just fell in love with it. And it was actually his great grandmother that we first started showing back in 2019. And it came a little bit addictive. My husband and I, we prefer to do the sanction shows, which are the registries: ABKC, BRC, WBA, USBR. Those are some of our favorite ones that we do. um, I prefer the sanction shows.
Mm-hmm.
They're it's nice to connect with other breeders that are breeding similar goals as you, and I say similar goals as far as breeding to the respective breed standard for whatever breed you have.
Mm-hmm. And do you train them? Like, do you have to train them for the shows? Do you train them yourselves?
Yes.
What do you do?
that
And how
that
does
that
that
is
go?
that is something that is totally hands on for my husband and I. It was self taught from our mentor, watching YouTube videos. Five at least 5 minutes a day of stacking the puppy on a special stack box. Finding their currency, whether it's toys or food. If they're food driven, then they're definitely easy to work with. If they're toy driven, we have to go out and buy special toys for them to get their attention. Walking on the lead, we will, as when they're young like this, we will put the show lead around them and let them walk around the house with it, so that they become comfortable with it, and it's not they don't think of it as something negative or something bad. So
Right.
yeah, we start really early with the show.
I love that. I love that. So, do you have a favorite bloodline? What is that like for you?
Well, when it comes to the Frenchies, for the French Bulldogs, yes, we do have a favorite. It would be a dog named Hercules. He is great great grandfather to this little guy. It's the bloodline that we first started with, which was a little over 4 years ago, and our whole program is based off of his bloodline. We do have a couple other favorites that we've incorporated throughout the years into the Hercules blood, and we are now 3 generations in with the Hercules blood, but doing it our way, and going a little bit more to the standard route, because Hercules is more of an exotic Frenchie.
Mm-hmm.
He's a lilac and tan. He pioneered lilac and tans, in way before we had got into it. He was one of the first color dogs here in California, of his pattern and color and everything. So he's really special to us. Really special to us.
I love that. I love that you have a history. Um, so, what do you think are some common misconceptions about Frenchies, and how do you address them with potential puppy buyers and the public?
The health issues, the
Mm.
constant health issues that they have because they're a brachycephalic breed, they're which is a flat face breed. Um, one they tend to have a little bit more of pellet issues, so the heavy breathing and panting. But if you do your OFA testing and you have the trachea done on them, you can measure the trachea and then the nares. Sometimes a lot of people have the misconception that tight nares means bad breathing. It's not just the nares; it's also the pellet too. We have a female that has a little bit more tighter nares, but she has a great palate, so she doesn't breathe heavy through her nose. Then we have the
Mm-hmm.
opposite. We had a female that had great nares, but she had a really ugly palate, and that's that could be corrected by selective breeding. Breeding to a male that's OFA tested, breeding a female that's OFA tested, and that have good palates. But I think the health issues are the biggest misconception because you can breed healthy French bulldogs if you put the effort into it.
Right. And also, like, you have to know that it's something that could be a thing. So many people, like, sometimes don't think of all that and, like, don't pay attention to it. And it's, like,
Yes,
really important, right?
yes.
Um, okay. So, what type of diet do you keep your dogs on throughout the year?
We feed a high quality kibble. We go between Solid Gold and the here in the states, Costco. There's a Costco has a brand called Kirkland. But we also add in raw. We add in a probiotic, a prebiotic, um, fruits and veggies. Those are just regular treats for them. I prefer natural treats for the dogs, stuff that's not too processed or anything. But they have a high quality kibble diet with
Mm-hmm.
raw and veggies and supplements that they need.
Mm-hmm. That's so important, like nutrition, and you seem very responsible. So, what do you think is a important characteristic of a responsible breeder?
Responsible breeders, um, that could go a lot of ways. But one, ethical breeding, doing things ethically, going building a relationship with your veterinarian, maintaining that relationship, doing the proper health testing, giving them the proper health care, not neglecting any of those things and putting, but first and foremost, a responsible breeder will always put the health of their dog first. And I say that from experience. We have a female that can no longer be bred. She only had one litter, and because of health reasons, it was recommended by our vet not to breed her anymore. And for us, she's more important. So if we were to have bred her again, there was a possibility that she could become paralyzed or her back and things like that. So we decided not to, even though she's tested and everything. Even two tested dogs can produce a puppy that's not so great. Just it's the luck of the draw. But the putting their health before them. My husband and I, we made the decision not to breed her again for her health and putting her first. She's done. She's retired. She only had one litter, but her health is more important to us, and we put that first.
Yes, that's so important, and that's so nice that you have take that into account. I agree with you. That's very important to being a responsible breeder. Um, so, do you keep your dogs, or how do you keep your dogs in shape throughout the year? You're located in California.
California in the Central Valley, so it's really, really hot here. Like today is going to be almost 90 degrees outside. It doesn't seem that hot, but it's really hot because we are in the Central Valley, so we sit at the bottom of like a basin, and all the heat sits on top. We're at the bottom of the valley. Um, but we have we they have their outside time. They have a tug and flirt poles out in the yard for them. We do take them on regular walks and everything within the neighborhood, or we'll go to a park or things like that. But usually we're at a dog show every weekend, and that also helps too with the exercise and the moving and everything and getting them out. Yeah, we're usually at a dog show every weekend
I
showing.
love that. Are there many dog shows there? Is it like very
Yes,
like busy?
yes. Well, where we live, there's they're called fun shows, so they're not the sanctioned shows, but they're fun shows. They're still fun. They're good to network and meet other breeders, potential buyers, potential clients. things like that. They are a little bit different from the sanction shows, but we still have a really good time with them. California for us is limited on sanction shows. A lot of the registries that we like to show in, they're a little bit more East Coast and Midwest.
Mm-hmm. Okay, going back to health issues, do you offer any health guarantees or support for your puppies
Yes.
after they go to their new homes?
Yes, typically the average breeder will do a 1 year guarantee. We like to do a 2 year guarantee because our for us some issues don't arise within the breed. Some issues don't arise until after a year of age, until after 18 months, sometime closer to 24 months. So we do a 2 year health guarantee, especially if it's for a breeding or a show potential dog. And then the pet homes get the same thing. If they're strictly a pet home, no breeding, they also get a 2 year a health guarantee as well.
Mm-hmm. And how do you handle returns or rehoming of the puppies or adult dogs that may not work out with their new homes?
Um, we Fortunately for us, we haven't had to come across that, but we've had a female where we did place, and it kind of, I guess we've had that situation. We had an adult female. She was already fixed. We placed her somewhere about an hour and a half north of us, and 2 days later, the lady called me and she said, "Hey, she's just not getting along with my male." And I told her prior to her taking her, if anything, for any reason, it does not work out, please give me a call, and I will go and I will pick her up. So 2 days later, we got the call. She really wanted to keep her. She was just a female that needed one-on-one attention because she was very dominant. She was the leader of our pack when she was here with us. So we went to go pick her up, and then we ended up placing her with a friend of the family with his mother, and it's worked out great. Sometimes even with people, the personalities don't mix.
Yeah.
We've really only had that happen once, which was with her. She actually lives down the street from us, so she's doing really good. But my husband and I, we have no issue if it doesn't work out with the family or a breeder. We have no problem going and picking up said dog and either keeping, if it's meant for them to be with us, then they'll stay with us for the remainder of their life. If not, then we will continue to look for the right family for them.
Yeah, that's so important. Personalities, like sometimes like everything is good to go, but then
It
doesn't
just
work
doesn't,
out.
yeah, it just doesn't mix, and it happens. And but we've only had that happen once, and everybody else that has left us, they've done really good. We've had repeat clients come and get second, third babies from us, so that's really nice.
Oh
It
my.
works out. Yeah.
I see that tummy and it's oxytocin, like so cute. Okay, so what advice would you give for upcoming breeders?
Find a mentor. Find a mentor. Somebody that's heavily invested within the breed and what's best for them when it comes to health testing, breeding ethics, and just easy to work with. But finding a mentor is really crucial, especially for now within the community, because there's just a lot of breeders. There's just a lot of breeders, and
Mhm.
that's a different story. But I would definitely say find a mentor, somebody who's heavily invested with the breed, um, somebody that knows the breed standard and knows what to look for good quality breeding stock.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think is the most difficult thing for people in the Frenchie, in the French Bulldog game to overcome?
Um, right now, it's the misconception that every breeder is the same, and not every breeder is the same. I'm pretty sure you guys see, the flashy cars, the jewelry, the stuff like that on Instagram, and portraying that, hey, all of this comes from dogs, and that's not always the truth. That's not always the case. The heavy misconceptions, the wool that's been pulled over the eyes for new breeders to come in and make up this facade that this is how it is, but in reality, it's totally different. Totally
Mm-hmm.
different.
Mm-hmm. So, do you think we should like discussing this and talking about this? How would it be a way to overcome this or to make people aware of this?
Proper education, proper
Mm-hmm.
education within the breed, and the reality of breeding, and not because a lot of people don't talk about the bad that comes with the breeding. And no, I mean, nobody wants to talk negative. Nobody wants to talk bad. Of course, I understand that. I don't want to talk negative and bad, but we have to be aware of reality. We have to be aware of reality, and I think that's when you're aware of the reality of this breed and the breeding and what comes with it, that will really have people think, hey, is this really for me, or hey, this is not for me. And it would I think it would cause for things to be tightened up a little bit more, and to
Mhm.
overcome some stereotypes that
Yeah,
breeding has.
yeah, yeah. So important. So who do you look up in the Frenchie world, and why? Who do you look up to?
There's a few, but the biggest one would be our mentor, and his name is Ruben Paredes Jr. We met him back in 2018. He sold us his great grandmother. He's really taught us everything that we know and that we do. He was a licensed vet tech for 30 plus years. He shows himself. He breeds standard French bulldogs. It was a natural and organic relationship that we built with him, and he just took us under his wing, and we owe him so much. We owe Ruben so much. We Everything we have to this day is because of that man, and he's helped us a lot along the way to understand genetics, understand the health of the dogs, the good, the bad, the fun part with them, and to really share what this breed has to offer. And it's been really amazing. Ruben is such a great person, good heart. We know his wife, we know his kids. Just a really good person all the way around. That's somebody that's worth looking up to for what he does for the breed himself.
I love that. I love that. Sounds like you're really inspired by him, and I love how like you've been doing this for a while, so you create bonds with fellow readers as
Oh,
well, and your
definitely,
mentor. Hmm.
definitely, definitely.
So tell us about one of your main goals for this year.
For this year, it would be actually to champion out two females that we produced last year. They're One of them
Hmm.
just turned a year old. The other one will be one in July. But because of us having litters of puppies right now, we will be showing after the summertime, and that is a goal for us, is to produce and champion out one of our girls, as we done in the past. Um, that and complete There's a breeding, a special breeding that we have lined up for one of our girls. This said female has produced us multiple grand champions, so we have her retirement breeding later this year that we're really looking forward to, and we're hoping for some possible show prospects from that is a goal for us, to get more show prospects from her.
Well, all the best to achieve that. So describe how would you like things in the Frenchie community to be 10 years from now?
Oh man, everybody health testing doing their due diligence for the breed, for the health of the breed, and creating quality dogs that are worthy of good families and of the show ring.
Mm-hmm. That's a great vision. Yeah, it would be
Yeah.
awesome. So, what separates your kennel from the competition?
For us, it would be the showing. My husband and I, we do breed color French bulldogs. You can see this little boy right here. He is not a standard color. He is a blue French bulldog. We do breed color. We do breed a little bit more um, overdone features on them. We still like the standard, but we breed overdone features. And what separates us is the showing of our color Frenchies. Where we live, where we're located, there's not a lot of other kennels or programs that show in the sanctioned shows like ABKC, BRC, etc. So that's one thing that does separate us from other breeders, and it's something that my husband and I are known for, is the showing of our dogs. His aunt and uncle are grand champions, and the bloodlines that they come from, um they don't my dogs don't come from show lines. We have created our own champions and grand champions, because of selective breeding. We got stuff for the show ring, so it kind of it makes us stand out versus other programs here in the area. because a lot of other breeders where we're at, they breed the color and they breed the exotic, but not a lot of them go to the sanctioned shows and show them and have titles on them. So that's something that really
Mhm.
separates my husband and I with our program.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you're putting all that effort into all these areas. Um, do you have like you have a lot of work? Like you just had another litter, so
Hmm.
it's a handful. But do you have any other hobbies or interests that you take part in?
Um, no. It's Frenchies 24/7, 365 days a year. But we do our own reproduction. We do our own breedings. Hey, we do our own breedings. We do our own whelping, things like that. Uh, No, this is very time consuming, and my husband and I we made the decision years ago to go 100% in. He works full time. I'm home with all the dogs and the baby, so we have a set routine. Certain times of the day we do certain things and everything, and this is all day every day, all
I
day
love
every
that.
day. Yeah,
I love that. Well, you really have to love it. Like you're doing it 24/7, so it shows that you really enjoy what you're doing
committed.
and you're
Yeah,
committed.
yes, we're very
Absolutely.
committed.
Yeah.
Very
And that baby, oh my god. And you're handling him so well because he's a little rascal. He's like
Oh yeah,
fighting
he's getting
his
restless.
tummy. I love his tummy. So last but not least, what do you think of Bully Girl magazine?
Woolly Girl magazine is one of my favorite dog magazines. I will say that it's a great outlet for people to go to and to be educated within the breeding community. It's a good starting point for people to see and showcase the other breeders that have been showcased within the magazine, to show their programs, to get them out there, to expose them more, and then the education that comes with the interviews with other kennels and other breeding programs. I think it's a good place to start for somebody who wants to get involved with the bully community, or we're breeding any of these breeds. It's a great place to meet other breeders, or and I say other breeders as in, um, somebody that you could potentially work with later in the future,
Mm-hmm.
because you go in the magazine and you flip through and you're looking at all these kennels and you're like, hey, I like their program. Maybe this is something I want to incorporate myself. We can collaborate later on. I think it's a great way for other breeders to connect with other breeders that
Mm-hmm.
have similar goals and visions, and then just the education within the breeds.
We love that. It's a great community. Thank you so much for everything you're saying. And this was wonderful. Thank you so much, Jacqueline, for joining.
Thank you.
Um, Anything else you would like to say before we wrap up?
Um, thank you for having me. I was a little bit nervous, but thank you, Gigi, for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity that Bully Girl Magazine has given me, to share our program and educate a little bit as we could. Lavar, I thank Lavar for reaching out and giving me this opportunity as well, and just Bully Girl Magazine in general. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Jacqueline, for joining. It was great having you. So if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for joining. Follow Bully Girl Mag on Instagram. Visit BGM Warehouse to get some awesome bully breed apparel. And don't forget to purchase the latest issue of Bully Girl Magazine. We will be seeing you next time. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.